Right, Shalom.
Shalom.
And first and foremost, we need to begin by giving all praises and glory to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem
Ba'ashem
Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well.
That's right.
Peace and blessing to the brothers pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. You know, and these are three brothers from GMS Trinidad. Brother Kwam, Brother Laman, and Brother Howard.
That's right.
We had to do a quick video on basically the bone in Genesis. What chapter that is? Genesis 2. Genesis chapter 2. You know, so just to show that the bone in Genesis chapter 2 and verse what?
Yes, sir.
Well, basically, the bone in Genesis chapter 2 wasn't speaking about a literal bone that the Lord took from Adam. Alright? The Lord didn't can bring it.
Alright, well, can. Genesis 2 verse 21, and Yahweh power caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib Yahweh power had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh, she shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man.
Right. So at the back of that scripture, we have 2 Samuel chapter 5. Chapter 5 and verse 1. You know, it says just to show that wasn't really literally speaking about the Lord went into doctor session and he cut open Adam and pull out that rib, right? That's not actually speaking about someone of his own kin, right? Of his own tribe, someone of his own nation. All right. First, 2 Samuel chapter 5 and verse 1, it says, Then came all the tribes of Israel to David unto Hebron, and spake, saying, Behold, we are thy bone and thy flesh. Right? We are thy bone and thy flesh. So what the people of Hebron were saying? We are of the same kindred, of the same nation, of the same people. Yeah, you bring something there?
Yeah, this is in the it's on the one Bible dictionary, right? They're speaking about here. Word bone. Let's see if I can get it real quick. Just bear with me 1 second, because I'll close it back.
You know, and hey, the ones who had a knowledge go cipher out that through the scriptures, because the way how the Lord put it, you go very look literally to people that hey, the Lord went and put on a surgery. You know, the way the scripture thing it out.
Can, because guess what? When you read Genesis 1:27, it says, In the first day created he male and female, man and woman created he them. You understand? Now the thing is, what people don't understand, Adam came in after, because the scripture said the 6th day he rested from all that he worked. So what, he created something after, which was the woman. So what day the woman was created on? You understand? So what? Basically, the Mosai created man on the 6th day, and Adam and Eve would have kindred, right? I kind of lost my chain of thought.
Because the scripture says the Lord created everything came out from the waters. So that is when everything, all creatures was created, right? All creatures was created on that same timing. You catch?
It says bone in the living body. This is from the Zondervan Bible Pictorial Dictionary. In the living body, bones from the strong framework, and the connotation is one of strength. Bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh was spoken in the literal sense of Eve. But how is so sure about that? Because guess what? Remember, the person that wrote basically the 5 books was Moses, and this was some years after the Most High showed Moses the end from the beginning of 40 days when he was on Mount Sinai. I'm bring that real quick. 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse. I'll start at 1. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, as I sat an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Esdras, Esdras. And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet. Then said he unto me, In the bush I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses, and talk with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him, and led my people out of Egypt, and brought him up to the mount of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season, and I told him many wondrous things, and shewed him the secret of the times and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shall thou declare, and these shall thou hide. So the Lord showed him secrets. So the things that was before Moses wouldn't be secret, right? So the Most High showed Moses what? The beginning and the end.
Right.
Somebody else other than Esdras, he showed the beginning and the end. Moses, about 3 different people. But Moses was the one who write from Genesis, Barashayat, which is in the beginning, and to the book of Deuteronomy. Right?
This is Judges chapter 9, starting at verse 2.
When I finish that, it's still read, right? Go ahead.
It says, Speak, I pray you, in the ear of all the men of Shechem, whether is better for you either that all the sons of Jerubbaal, which are 70 persons, reign over you, or that one reign over you. Remember also that I am bone, and it says, remember also that I am your bone and your flesh. And his mother brethren spake unto him in the ear of all the men of Shechem.
Hey, we saying the I am your bone and your flesh. We have the same, basically, nationality. We are the same people, right? Right.
It says, and his mother brethren speak of him in the ear of all the men of Shechem.
Hey, if you can say that ancient time lingo, that is how they used to speak.
Or speak the men of Shechem all these words, and their hearts inclined to follow Abimelech, for they said, He is our brother.
He's our brother, you see? He's our brother.
So it says here, Genesis 2:23 was spoken in a literal sense of Eve, but almost the same words, 29:14, spoken by Laban to Jacob, are figurative and show only kingship, which means the relationship kin. Yeah.
The same nationality.
Family member.
Close relatives.
I'm going to bring this point out for you here too. Genesis 5:1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them. Right? So in Genesis 1 was speaking about the creation of male and female. And everything that God made, what we are saying, he made them in a multitude.
Genesis 1:20 says, And God said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly all moving creatures that had life, fowls that may fly above the earth, and the open firmament of heaven. Right? So the Lord made everything in that timing. Which was the 4th day.
That was the 5th.
That was the 5th day, That was the 5th day.
And man is a living creature.
Yeah.
Understand? It says, going on, it says, male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created, plural. Right? So showing that what? The word Adam goes back to the Hebrew word Adama, which means from the ground or from the earth, rich dark soil. You understand? So it was a multitude. Basically, what went on with Adam and Eve, there was a close kindred. right? They were relatives.
Relatives.
And we have points.
Yeah, we have some points to show that, hey, that is why that is why the Heavenly Father deals only with Israel also. Right? Israel, the nation of Israel is his people. And he never wanted us to go on to these other nations. Right? Because they would have do what? They would have persuade you or make you go off onto worshiping these other gods. Because the Lord, the same way how even in now time is saying that, hey, the East Indian wouldn't want their daughter to marry onto a Negro because they want to keep everything within their, within their circle, for lack of better words. Right?
Since since they bring that out of the law.
The same way the Heavenly Father, that actually begin with the Heavenly Father. Right? So they actually carrying on the tradition of the nation of Israel. Right? How the Lord wanted it to be. Right? If you can go ahead, please have after.
But this actually long because since they mentioned it that way, I want to bring out the point, right? It says Numbers 36, it's 30 verses. I'll see how fast I could jump through. Numbers 36 and chapter 1. Numbers 36 chapter 1 to select. It says, and the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Micah, right? The son of Manasseh of the families of the sons of Joseph came near and spake before Moses and before the princes of the children of princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. Right? You could also get this in Numbers 27. And they said, Yahweh commanded my Lord to give the land for an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by Yahweh to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters. And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received, so shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance. And when the jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers. And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of Yahweh, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph had said well, because as the brother was saying, you have to keep certain things within your tribes. You understand, like land and all these kind of things. That is why people are actually marry within their nation. Because hey, if it's one thing, you leave it up to Esau Edom. If Esau Edom was to marry into somebody of one of those African nations and he start to multiply, right? We're going and go on, they go and say, well, this inheritance actually belongs to us because this is the father own, whatever the case is. And then he go and look to what, take that lot for himself. But the way the Mosai divided Israel, he divided them into lots, and each lot except Levi, right, had the children of Israel ruling over a certain landmass, right? But it had to stay within there because it have the country of Judah, the country of Benjamin, the country of Manasseh, Ephraim, and so forth and so forth. And if people had to go and even though they're kin, it will actually cause a confusion, right? It says, coming on, verse 6, this thing which Yahweh doth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, said, let them marry to whom they think best, only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry. So wherever the father tribe is only to that certain kindred they're supposed to marry, bone of their bone and flesh of their flesh. They're not supposed to go to the next tribes. You understand? Yeah, some real quick.
Genesis 24 and 3. And 2 it says, and Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by Yahweh, the power of heaven, and the power of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. Canaan is another nation.
They're making marriages and agreement, so them themselves. says, so shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe, because tribe also means nation, right? For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. And every daughter that possesseth an inheritance in any tribe of the children of Israel shall be wife unto one of the family of the tribe of her father, that the children of Israel may enjoy every man the inheritance of his fathers. Neither shall the inheritance remove from one tribe to another tribe, but every one of the tribes of the children of Israel shall keep himself to his own inheritance. And that's why we see Elam and all like to fight for land. Verse 10. Even as Yahweh commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad for Mahlah, Tirzah, and Hoglah, and Milcah, and Noah. The daughters of Zelophehad were married unto their fathers, brothers, sons, and they were married on into the family of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of the family of their father. These are the commandments and the judgments which Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses unto the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho. Right? Bone of bone, flesh and flesh. They married what we are called now your cousin.
Genesis 27 and verse 46. It says, and Rebekah said unto Isaac, I am weary of my life because of the daughters of Heth. If Jacob take a wife of the daughters of Heth, such as these which are of the daughters of the land, what good shall my life do me?
Daughters of Heth was the Canaanites, which I believe Heth is the Hittites, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected, right? But because of the customs of those people, you understand?
Yeah. This is the book of Exodus chapter 34. I'll start at verse 11. It says, observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out before thee the Amorite, and the Canaanite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Havite, and the Jebusite. Take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, whether thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee. But ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves, for thou shalt worship no other power. For Yahweh, whose name is a jealous power, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifices unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy son, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. Thou shalt make thee no molten gods. You ain't supposed to really go with these other nations.
Because they will make you go with their gods. Like the Lord told King Solomon.
This is Tobit 7 and verse 12. Raguel said, then take her from henceforth according to the manner, for thou art her cousin, and she is thine, and the merciful God give you good success in all things. You understand? So this is Tobit's uncle Raguel actually telling him, hey, take your cousin. This is according to the manner or the tradition. And he say, hey, let God bless you also. So what is close kin? So it's showing you now in the book of Genesis, really Adam and Eve was close kin. Right? As the brother said, the Lord didn't do no surgery ever the case is concerning that, but it was a parabolic, or where's the next term? symbolic and next thing
Parabolic.
We see parabolic.
allegory. Because what Moses was actually seeing visions. You understand?
First Kings 11. First King 11 and verse 3 it says, First King 11 and verse 1 it says, but King Solomon loved many strange wives, women together with the daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabite, Amorite, Edomite, Zidionite, Hittite, of the nation concerning which Yahweh said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go in to them, neither shall they come in unto you, for surely they will turn away your heart from they will turn away your hearts after their gods. Solomon cleaved unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines, and his wife turned away his heart.
And watch this reincarnation so dread, because Cain and Esau, Esau is the reincarnation of Cain. Esau went and married 2 Canaanite wives, and if I'm not mistaken, Cain went and married 2 foreign wives. The scripture says he traveled to the land of Nod, and then he met his wife, and it's basically 2 wives he had, because the first polygamist was actually Cain. When you look up certain documents, right? Because they say he went in the land of Nod. So who was the people he went and meet? It was a foreign nation he went to, and Cain and Abel is actually Jacob and Esau, and that is why Rebecca said, but boy, nah, if Jacob go and marry one of these, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
These blasted bitches.
Yeah.
The difference with Solomon was married into Ishtrites.
Come.
You know, to keep that peace between Israel and Egypt, he married an Egyptian wife.
The princess.
But even for that, you're going off. You understand?
The scripture say a king shouldn't multiply wives, neither horses or different things to himself.
Okay, so hopefully we get the point across, and hopefully you get the point. I know, and with that we give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakash, you know, for the knowledge and wisdom to do the video. Hopefully it was edifying. Until next time we say Shalom.